Lop, Joelo, Senyoni, Twamufuna nga Kilabo, anta asinzidde mu Palamenti ya Uganda.
See if I can be a bit flexible. Each one 3 minutes.
Right Honorable Speaker, in 1985, there was chaos in our country. My parents were dating. And in January of 1986, the NRA took power and there was tranquility at the time. My parents eventually gave birth to me in 1986 December, that very year. Right Honorable Speaker, my parents had a debate about the name to give me. And they wanted to name me Yoweri, in memory of the man who led the war to bring tranquility to our country. But as they had further debate about it, they decided to give me the English version of the name Yoweri. And that's how I get to be called Joel. Honorable Speaker, when I look back at the 39 years of the man after whom I was named, I am disturbed. I am disgruntled. And I think that the hero after whom I was named became a shadow of his former past. I have a little book, among other books in my house, called the 10-Point Program. It's a little book. I want to encourage especially members of the NRM to read that book, because I'm sure many of you have not read it. You just hear about it. Please get a copy of that book, the 10-Point Program. It's a very small book. You can read it in even 30 minutes if you're a fast reader. The 10-Point Program. An amazing book. Honorable Speaker, point number 7 of the 10 points is elimination of corruption and misuse of power. If I'm to use just that yardstick, if I had more time, I would go over all the 10, but I'll just dwell on that number 7. Elimination of corruption and misuse of power. Honorable Speaker, we lose over 10 trillion shillings to corruption every year under the NRM government that promised to eliminate corruption. I hope that you score yourselves and see how you are doing today. And by the way, the report of 10 trillion shillings, that's your government report. If it was my assessment, you would say, Lop, you're just making these things up. I hope that you assess yourselves. Misuse of power, Right Honorable Speaker. There was a time, I was in the media, and some research was done among the citizenry. And each time that research was done, they were asking, are you more confident of police or UPDF? Each time that research was done, the citizens would say they were more confident about the UPDF. They prided themselves more in the UPDF. That's the army that brought this regime into power. I don't know if that research was done today, a similar response would come from the citizenry. Honorable Speaker, there are some officers of the UPDF, both senior and junior, who respect the rule of law and whom we salute and acknowledge. But, Right Honorable Speaker, there are some senior and junior UPDF officers who totally disregard the law. We see some of them threatening to behead leaders in this country, to hang others in this country. They call some of their colleagues buffoons. They are fellow senior officers in uniform. I hope that you can score yourselves on the misuse of power that is held by some of these senior officers. Finally, Right Honorable Speaker, court martial, which was introduced by this regime to discipline serving military officers, has become another example of misuse of power. Civilians are arraigned before this court, persecuted in a manner so wanton, they'll be denied bail for 4 years and more. Leaders in this country, respectable leaders like Dr. Kanokiza Besigye, who fought to bring this regime to power, is now being persecuted under the court martial. I hope that this regime can make a good assessment of yourselves 39 years down the road. And hopefully you can be ashamed of certain things, the same way you are celebrating some things. And it's okay to celebrate certain things. But I hope you can say, this is shameful, we need to do better. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kabanda.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. And also, I want to thank the Minister for his statement. Firstly, Right Honorable Speaker, the leader of the opposition has said that he's disgruntled, but for me, as a member of the National Resistance Movement and our colleagues this side, we are contented with the National Resistance Movement government.
Wamwita Joylo Senyonyi bisekezi Yoweri abateeka ku kakaliriro batandika okwogera ebitajjansa. Wulira nanti.
Right Honorable Speaker, allow me to thank His Excellency the President, the Minister for the Presidency, and the Cabinet for allowing to host these celebrations from Mubende. Thank you so much. You all remember that the Liberation War started from my constituency. That is Kabamba, where we have Kabamba 1 and Kabamba 2. And Mubende district, having made such huge contribution, we had never hosted any celebrations. And we want to thank His Excellency the President for accepting to host these celebrations from our district. We are so grateful.
Nego ulira mu myaka 38 ja Museveni gyamaze kuno kyebasiima nga baba NRM nti nno kyabakoledde mu kukuza bikujjuko byakuwamba sima byakumenunula sima byamenunula bwakuza bikujjuko byabenunula kyakitegeeza bafunyeemu. Lop Jolo Senyonyi alina engeri gyasengeseemu ensonga ze nti bano bajja wano nga batusuubizza nti bagenda kutereeza eggwanga ne balina dinunula ne beeyita abanunuzi nitwali kye baali banunudde. Muzimu ensonga ezaali zigamba mbu zaabalwanyisa waliwo effugabbi mbu waliwo amagye okweyisa obubi kati waliwo gy'osunya kujjiddeyo ensonga y'amagye eggye lya UPDF erya Uganda ng'alikulembera yennyini ali ku top bw'ati mwenye yegayisa gabi yakuliramu okubeera n'agayisa agabi yalaaliko okutta abantu yalaaliko okutabako emitwe gya banne yavuma banne basaavinga nabo mu UPDF kugamba nga yaali awo yafuuka kyeneena nga bye bakola olwaleero okutulugunya abantu kuba abantu miggo byali bikolera mu ziri gavumenti kandi nawooza kimpaamu patani emu nti kyandiba ne ziri gavumenti eyakolanga ebikolobero eyo akyaliwo ye yakolanga ebikolobero mu gavumenti z'abanne azikyayise asobofuna oluwenda watandikiro zirwana kubanga bali bagenda ye yaliwo ne mutabani we naye nga ebikolobero byakolwanga bali naye bye yakyakola mu mulundi guno kadde nani yali abikola luli nze ansamba nkuwa nti yali ye yani kati yakyabikola okitegedde yayambala omuzimu ogw'okutulugunya ogw'okubonyaabonya ogw'okutta abantu ogw'okunywa omusaayi ye buli wakulaba wabalaba yo gw'osaana kuwuuta either by kiso either by kutulugunya either by byasi abantu bangi bafiiridde obulamu just mu katemba bw'atyo lwakuba omukulu eyalwana taata nannyini nsi eno yalina obuyinza okukola buli kyayagala kati nno Lop wadde agamba nti ye mwennyamivu era awuliranga muswavu n'ebigenda mu maaso walina okubaawo ekikolebwa. ne bannayuganda bangi bennyamivu baluma baswavu n'ebigenda mu maaso kye tulina okukola ffe tulina okukyekolera tukwate bukwasi n'ekyawanga kya gavumenti ya General Museveni tuteeke wali tutereeze ensi yaffe tuteekeko Kyagulanyi Ssentamu Robert Bobi Wine olw'okolabe bwe tunyumirwa.